Hello and welcome to another episode of Unexpected Results on the Slyphor channel with another pack of Dragons of Tarkir and a Kolagarn pack. So we'll crack straight in. Hopefully we'll end up getting a mythic, because I haven't pulled one yet from this fat pack. Just a little inside information. I do my episodes by buying a fat pack for each set, and then that gives me enough booster packs to open for you guys before the next set's released. It gives me enough for once every 2 weeks to show an episode, which is why there's that release schedule. First we have a Scream Reacher Brawler, which we've seen before. Then we have a new card, Lightwalker. For 1 and a white, it's a 2/1, so it's a piker. It's a human warrior, so it triggers warrior tribals, which is good. And it's Lightwalker has flying as long as it has a +1/+1 counter on it, which because of its Dramoka watermark, if you can see there, it means that it's quite likely going to have bolster stuffs. So it's quite likely to have mechanic +1s on it. That's pretty good. We then have a Wandering Tomb Shell, which is a card that has a little bit of backstory to it. There was the Meandering Meandering Shell, Tomb Shell, maybe? I can't remember exactly. And it was 3 and a green for a 2/5 that kind of disappeared out and came back in, I think. And that was in Karns, and this is a dead version because of the alternate timeline. It's a zombie turtle, it's 3 and a black for a 1/6. So it's pretty interesting. It's a nice little bit of a flavour behind it. We then have Volcanic Rush, which we've seen before, a Sandstep Scavenger, which we've seen before, and a Gate, which is an old card, but the new artwork's pretty cool. It's 1 and a blue, counter-target non-creature spell. It's always nice. We then have an Ojutize Summons, which we've seen, an Evolving Wilds with the new artwork, which is always nice, Twin Bolt, which we've seen before, a Naturalize, which is another old card, but once again we've seen it. Our first uncommon is Press the Advantage. For 2 green, it's an instant, and up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+2 and gain trample until end of turn. So that's a pretty good card. It's a good combat trick for green, giving 2 things +2/+2, triggering 2 heroics, and getting trample. Really good while Theros is in. Might not be as good when Theros goes out, but it's still a cool card, and I like the artwork for it. It's pretty nice. We then have a dragon, Savage Ventmore. This is a pretty cool dragon, actually. It drops for 4 red-green. It's a 4/4 flying dragon, and whenever Savage Ventmore attacks, you add red, green to your mana pool until end of turn. This mana doesn't empty from your pool as steps and phases end. So it lasts you until the end of turn. You can keep so you can drop this. If you give it haste or if you wait a turn, you can then swing with it, tap it down. You then get red, green, which means you can drop another one of this in your second main phase. So that's pretty good. You can also drop smaller things depending on the colours. So it's pretty good. Giving you an extra 6 mana each turn is pretty... It's a good way of getting yourself to endgame. Dropping things like an Ataka and things like that. Our next uncommon is a Graceblade Artisan, which we've seen before. And then we have a rare, a Foe-Razer Regent, another dragon, for 5 green. So this one just can't be summoned by the other dragon. It's a 4/5 flying dragon, and when it enters the battlefield, you may have it fight target creature you don't control. It also has the ability, whenever a creature you control fights, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it at the beginning of the next end step, not at the end of anything. So when this enters, it drops in as a 4/5, it fights something. If it lives in the end step, it becomes a 6/7, which is really big. That's a pretty good dragon. Could well go my dragon EDH. Not particularly a rare we were looking for. We were hoping for mythics, but there we go. We then have an island and a morph token. So yeah, I think I was going to have the Lightwalker as my pick of the pack, but I think with this particular pack, the Savage Ventmore is going to be the pick. That's a really good card, and it leads into our rare, which would be the Foe-Razer Regent. Being in the same colours, it gets you almost the whole way there. You would just need one more mana open in your second main phase to drop a Foe-Razer, which is really good. So there you go. Pick of the pack, the Savage Ventmore, and the Foe-Razer Regent is our rare. Thank you for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and we shall see you next time, where we hopefully will have Magic Origins. So that should be pretty cool. Goodbye.